Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure playing with you. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Just thought I'd do that impromptu, just to commemorate the closure of the 3DS and the Wii U online server shutting down. So, last year we all supported each other and commemorated the closure of the 3DS and Wii U eShops. I am the very final developer for the 3DS and Wii U. I created two final Wii U and a number of final 3DS games. So the final titles to launch officially on those consoles were Gaiden, Silver Falls Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers on the Nintendo 3DS and Silver Falls White Inside Its Umbra on Nintendo Wii U. And I just want to thank all of you for your support and for cheering me on in that endeavor. And that it was extremely difficult and challenging. And I especially want to thank Nintendo for supporting me through that entire effort. It was extremely challenging. And I'm glad that we all got through it together. So, don't be too sad. You know, all things in life, they come and they go, and what's important is that we appreciate what we have when we have it. Nothing we have lasts forever, and everything we love and care about will eventually be taken away from us. So we just need to appreciate what we have when we have it. We really only truly have this one moment in time, and we need to just be happy that we have anything at all. So, on that note, I just wanted to share that I have been working more on setting up more software development environments for legacy consoles, and I'll let you guys know how things stand at the moment. So, when it comes to creating games for legacy consoles, the easiest and fastest environment for me to work in is to create games for the PlayStation Vita because I can use the Unity game engine and I can deploy the games onto there very quickly. The next easiest legacy platform for me would be the PSP, which uses a very old version of Game Maker that I can deploy to the PSP. Incidentally, and as fate would have it, it is the version of Game Maker, or one of the versions that I grew up using. So when I was a kid and I started teaching myself to develop my own games, I used that old version of Game Maker, and it looks like it's all come back full circle because now I can use that to make games for the PSP for all of you. And it's very easy for me to actually make PSP games. The next easiest platform for me to develop on is the Nintendo DS, which is one of my favorite platforms, just fantastic, and I know so many of you have so many great memories with that. The next easiest platform for me to develop on, believe it or not, is actually the Pokemon Mini. Thanks to all of you for supporting the Kickstarter campaign who got this off the ground. You were able to help me get the development hardware for that, and this is actually one of the easiest platforms for me to develop on now. I can actually develop very quickly on this. So a number of my upcoming games will receive unique ports coming to the Pokemon Mini, so please look forward to that. Let's see, on top of that I've been learning a few other platforms as well. I recently received my Flash cartridge for the Atari Lynx, so I will be making games for the Lynx. If people want physical cartridges, I will look into that. The hardware is out there, and you can help me by donating so I can pick up that hardware for flashing cartridges and the cartridges themselves so I can make games for you. If not, grab yourself one of these SD using cartridges, a flash cartridge, and the games that I make for these I distribute for free so you can just enjoy them and play them on a flash cartridge or on an emulator of your choice. But you all know it's cooler on the original hardware, isn't it? Let's see here. Oh man, I left my Titanic echo on there. Let's see. I do have the Nokia Goatsy, which I will be developing. We'll see what I can get working on here with the development kit. Next is the Game Boy Advanced, which is something that's quite easy for me to develop on, but I'm still learning on that as I have not deployed a full game to that yet, and I don't have with me, it's out in my office, is the Game Boy Color, which is extremely easy to develop for thanks to GB Studio and the great community around that. So that's all I have to share here with you today. I picked up a Dreamcast today because for years now people have been asking me to make games for the Dreamcast. And after I made the Pokemon minigame and after the Breath of Thunder campaign, I just got so many messages from people asking me to make Dreamcast games. So I did pick up a Dreamcast today, and I'll be working on learning that in my spare time. I just deployed my first test ROM for the Nintendo 64 so I can make games for the Nintendo 64 now. So a number of my upcoming games, including Galaxy Drifter and a couple other new titles which I have not announced yet, which I have been working on, they'll be coming to a number of these legacy platforms, including the N64, which I have been learning. So one topic, which is a little bit of a bummer that I'll have to discuss, is that I will not be able to make Homebrew for the 3DS and the Wii U. And the reason being is that I am an official developer for the 3DS and Wii U. I am registered with Nintendo. We have a contract in terms of using their tools and their software. And so it would violate those terms if I were to use those tools to create Homebrew and then distribute that Homebrew unofficially outside of the eShop. So unfortunately, it is a bit sad that I won't be able to create games for the 3DS and Wii U anymore, and it's quite poetic. I think it's more funny than it is poetic, that I am the final developer for these consoles, and I worked so hard for years to be able to make games for these consoles. And when I first started launching games on that, I got overwhelmingly negative feedback, and largely that was due to the Unity engine just being absolutely broken and me not having the experience to understand how broken those game engines were. So I did my absolute best, and I produced the absolute best games that I could given the circumstances, and right up to the very last minute, I was fighting an uphill battle using the Unity engine for both of these platforms actually, but I did the very best that I could. And I just think it's funny that I received so much negativity and feedback early on in my career, and now I'm just getting flooded with nonstop messages of people asking me to make more games for the 3DS and Wii U. When it's so funny that so many people around the world were saying, "Don't support this developer, don't buy this developer's games because they're bad," but now I'm getting flooded by people saying, "Please make more." And it's funny because now I'm in a position where I can no longer make games for these consoles for you. So it's unfortunate, but I can make games for these other platforms, and that is because I am not an official developer for these other platforms. So people have asked for things like the Wii and the GameCube. I am not an official developer for those, so I can make Homebrew for those consoles. I can make Homebrew for the Game Boy, Advance, Color, and all that. So please look forward to more. I'm finishing up Galaxy Drifter. I'm finishing up Gorgeous Sword, Long Hard Justice. I have Sweet Abominations, Clasher Ball, and I have two other ones that I've been developing that I'm very excited about, that are smaller, that I can finish the development on very quickly, and they're just fun concepts that are bite-sized gameplay that you can just jump in and out of whenever, and they're games concepts that I can bring to you on modern platforms like the Switch and the Steam, but I can actually make versions on legacy platforms as well. So please look forward to my upcoming games. And again, if you would like to support me, you can do so directly through the PayPal donation link. You can go to itch.io. You can play all my Homebrew games for free, but you can also donate in return for those Homebrew games, and you can sign up for the Patreon and contribute there. And I do distribute the Homebrew legacy games that I develop. I tend to put them up early so people can have a look at them early, and they can share their feedback and try the games ahead of time before launch. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of violin. I've been playing for about 2 years now, and I learned specifically so I could record music for the Silver Falls soundtracks. But now, of course, as I work on my other games, and I'll be launching a number of new IP that I've had in development for years, I can also use the violin for those soundtracks as well. So please take care of yourselves, be well, and chin up, bucko. It's not that bad. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be just fine. Take care. I'll see you again next time.